limitations to that. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I'm offering here today. And the first thing that we're going to do is, if any of you do not know your blood type and would like to know your blood type, I'm a big believer in the blood type diet, because not all blood types have the same proteins on their cell wall. It's based on genetics. So if you've ever experienced allergy symptoms, or if you have inflammation, it's very, very important to eat according to your blood type. And it's just a simple little finger stick. It takes 1 minute. We can tell you your blood type right away, and then you can find the information, either get the blood type book or find the information online. The reason why the blood type is so important is because just because you don't see an overt reaction, like an alert allergy reaction when you eat something, doesn't mean there's not some kind of inflammation going on at the cellular level. And what happens is there's different proteins in the different blood types, and there's different proteins associated with your food. So when they come in contact with each other, they either do well and the cells just move freely, or it causes an agglutinization or a sticking together. And what that sticking together does is it causes inflammation at the cellular level. And then if you leave that inflammation unchecked, it moves on to organs, organ systems, and then disease processes. And it's way easier to get blood typed and follow that than to spend a lot of money on the food sensitivity test, because some of them are barbaric when they have to keep, sticking you all over. They're usually way more expensive. And genetically, I've found in my practice, when patients follow the blood type diet, they do way better. They have better digestion, better assimilation and absorption of their vitamins. They even lose weight, even though they're not changing anything else. They're just picking different foods. So it is very, very important. And we all have different constitutions, and all the constitutions have their certain weaknesses according to their blood type. So if you eat according to the diet, you won't then develop those disease processes that are more, in your families or in your history. The other thing that we're offering today are B12 shots. And B12 is important because it gives you energy, it helps you metabolically, it helps indirectly through assisting metabolism and weight loss. B12 is good to take during cold and flu season because it's just started. I've already had a couple cases, and it's a nasty one. It's taking you out for some time, and if you don't kind of jump on it in the beginning, it's way harder after you have to miss work and you're out for weeks at a time. And as soon as you ever get a symptom, if you feel like you're just off, you start to feel that fatigue process, the best thing to do is to get IV vitamin therapy or IV hydrogen peroxide, and we do that as well. And the peroxide's an oxidative agent, and it's antimicrobial. It kills bacteria, fungus, virus, parasites across the board. Whereas if you just go and get antibiotics, it's only going to work on bacteria, and half the time people are resistant to the antibiotics. So it's very, very, very important early onset to get treated. It's so worth not having to be down for a while, because you have life and your families and work and whatnot. So we do offer the IV therapy in our office. Sometimes we go to corporate centers and actually hook people up at their desk. So if that's something you're ever interested in your own area of business, just feel free to contact me, and we could always set something up. The other shot that we're offering today is MIC, which is methionine and acetylcholine, and that's known as lipotrophic factors. So basically it helps your body break down and metabolize the fat. It helps shuttle the fat storage out of the cells so that your body can use that for energy. Okay, so today we're doing the blood typing, B12 shots, and MIC, or you could do a combination of the B12 MIC. So you get the detox from the MIC and the fat burning and the energy from the B12. Okay, and it also helps with the production of your white blood cells, and that's your immune system. That's the components of your immune system that launch and fight against the bacteria and such. Okay, and then my other specialty that I do is natural hormone replacement, bioidentical hormone replacement. We work with both men and women. After the age of 30, the hormones start to decline, definitely by the age of 35, and you may experience fatigue, loss of libido, a decrease in skin elasticity, memory, short-term memory loss. Yeah, that's a big one. So when you balance out the hormones, it just puts back, the hormone levels of, say, in your late 20s, and it just keeps them there. You don't give too much that it's going to cause side effects, just enough to take away all the negative symptoms of aging. And people have asked me, well, can I go off of hormone replacement once I'm on it? You can, but you're just going to just step back to where you were before that, and any of the benefits that you've had during the replacement therapy, you're going to, they'll go away.
So it's a continuous.
Yes, once you begin.
What's the process? What is it? How do you do it?
Well, at first we take blood and we see where you're at, what is missing, or what levels are not optimal. And then we formulate. For females, I prefer the best way is to do the sublingual, because the cream, sometimes you put it on, then you sweat, or your partner gets contact with it, and you lose some when you work out, and yeah. So the sublingual under the tongue is my preferred method. Yeah, and so you just dissolve the little troche under your tongue daily. It's pretty easy, and it's easy to customize that way, because there are options to get the pellets, and the pellets, what I have seen is that initially it gets your levels up way high, and then you kind of hit therapeutic range kind of in the middle, after a couple months, and then right when you need to get them implanted again, you start to decline, and you're feeling pretty bad at that point. So with the pellets, I've seen them abscess, and every time they have to cut and put it in, it causes scar tissue. So I don't put the pellets in. I'm not a big fan of them. Yeah, and for men, the preferred way is to do the testosterone injections. They're very easy to do on their own, and we do, prescribe the 10 ml vial, so you don't have to come to the clinic every week and get injected. We educate you on how to inject it, and they usually do those at home. Now, they can have the troches too, but it's better to inject and have the curve go like that and have your own body kick in, so that you don't downregulate your testosterone production too much. When you're taking it every day sublingually, your body gets very used to it. So, and it could have a tendency to make the blood thicker sometimes, doing it daily. Yeah. Any other questions?
How often would you do the B12 shots and stuff like that?
It depends on what your state of health is, if you've been dealing with fatigue for a while. Preventatively, even once a week is good. Like certain blood types are deficient in B12, like blood type A. They need more because they're not supposed to eat the red meat, which has some B12 in it. So they tend to need to supplement a little bit more. Whenever if you've gone through a long period of adrenal fatigue, you might even want to do them a couple times a week for a jump start, and then go down to weekly, and then just as needed. Yeah, and it's it's water soluble, so it can't hurt you, or it would take a whole lot to build up a toxic level. The liver does store some B12, but usually when people come to us needing it, their reserves are already really, really low. So it takes a while to build up that storage.
I used to have that book too, Eating Right for Your Blood Type.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did with it.
I was going to say, dig it out. Well, online you can find, if you look up blood type A or O diet, you can find it online. Now, today we're not doing the RH factor, which is whether you're positive or negative, because for purposes of the diet, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you were to go get blood, yes, you would want to know that. But today we're just doing whatever letter you are, if you want to know. And most people don't know what their blood type is. And if you go to Sonora Quest, they'll charge like $100 for this test because they consider it a non-necessary test, unless you're going in for surgery or they think you're going to need a blood transfusion. So today it's only $25, and it's really good information. Any other questions? Anybody else? Any other questions?
No, it's awesome.
Okay, well, if you think of anything, we're gonna be in the room over there. That's where we're gonna do the shots. And on occasion, we do have a lot of shots drawn up. So if you think you're gonna wanna do one a week for the next month, we have extra that you can take home if you wanna do that. Or if you have a family member who's really dragging and you think they need a boost, we'll go ahead and dispense some more, so you can take them home.
I think she's been really slow. I'm gonna have to.
You're gonna have to hit her up? Yeah, we'll have to give her a double blast. Okay?
So one may or may not do anything.
Well, I mean, you do notice a sense of well-being. What I immediately notice is you can focus well. You know, you can follow your thoughts a little better. Tonight you might get a deeper sleep, but initially, you know, you'll feel a sense of energy, but it's not the speedy type of energy that you feel with stimulants. It's more of a sense of well-being, a mental clarity. Yeah.
Those are $10?
Yes. And so is the MIC. Okay?
Is the combination one? There's one that's a.
Yeah, the combination, so 1 cc of each, they would be 10 apiece. Okay? Yeah. And then if you want any if you're on a certain, you know, dietary protocol where you're trying to lose weight and you want to continue with the MIC for a while you're on that, just let me know. We've got a bunch drawn up. Okay, yes?
The MIC, because that's more, you said using fat for energy, is that more like ketosis stuff? Are we like ketogenics? Is that more
Yeah,
where it's going?
it doesn't put your body into it,
Correct, yeah.
you know, to where you're producing ketones. What it does is it just helps shuttle the fat storage in the cell, and it mobilizes to get out of the cell so that the body can burn that, you know, and use that for energy.
Okay.
And it also helps your digestion and breakdown of fats because it helps you produce the bile salts, which are needed to break down the fats. So that's kind of how it helps with weight loss indirectly.
And it's an actual shot.
Yeah, they're done in insulin needles, so they don't really hurt. We do them right in the back of the tricep, and yeah. So most people never complain about, oh, it hurts, or they never want to get them again. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? All right. Well, we're back there set up. So.
And guys, too, we have the tea is here, so make sure you chat with this guy as well while you're setting up with her.
Oh,
Okay.
perfect.
Thank you guys.